Hi everyone, I'm Doll from the Dadadadan Cosplay. We're a Dove cosplayer. We do international cosplay competition. And we do around 12 photo shoots a year. Yes, we have done them mostly in Canada, but we have done some overseas when we do international. And it's almost all the same how it works, but I want to explain you and show you how we work to do a photo shoot, which make it easier for us to do it as many as we can in a year. In fact, that we are in Canada and like around 6 months a year we are stuck in snow. The only thing we haven't done yet is con photo shoot like they do in Europe, and it's something that I really hope that's gonna come to Canada and we can do some, but it's quite hard. We have beautiful scenery. It's not the problem, it's the fact that our country is so huge that it's hard to just pick up a place and do multiple shoot, multiple location in one section if you don't have a car at all. On this one also, you're gonna have some clip and videos of, and mostly based experience on the shoot I've done for Dadadadan with SPS Cosplay Photography and shot by GL. So you will have some insight of how we have done it. For a photo shoot, you have 3 major sections with different elements inside, and you have to fill all of them to make it work. Otherwise, you will probably not have a photo shoot or the result you want to have. So you have the before, the photo shoot, and the after. I know it's quite obvious, but let me explain you, and maybe you will have some tips in the comment that I don't know and I will try to add to my future photo shoot. For the before, you have 4 elements that you need to complete, but you don't have a specific order, and most of the time they are decided all at the same time. Sometimes you decide one element before the other, and the whole mix match depend on what you do. So you have your costume, your photographer, your location, and your inspiration. Let's go with the costume first. For the costume, you have to decide, you have to pick a costume. I'm quite productive during a year. I do around 10 to 12 costumes. I have a huge backlog of costumes that I have to shoot, and it's really nice to have picture of the costume you have made or bought, or just picture of your favorite character, picture of with the person that you like doing costume, a friend that is coming. I have done all of those mix match that, so you have to pick a costume. It will depend also, like, is it bought, do you made it? Because if you make the costume, you have to make it in time. Do you set a date before, I think, finish your costume? Try not to do, it's better to finish your costume first and after deciding a photo shoot. But you have to pick your costume. Also, you have to see if it's comfortable, the time you have to put. By example, my Mononoke cosplay, it's not a costume that I can decide on a web, like, let's go, I will do a photo shoot with him, like in an hour I will be fine. No, it takes me around an hour just to do the makeup. So when I will do a photo shoot with him, it will be extremely planned, so I have time to put all the makeup. Versus if I do like my Makio, that we decide to we saw the sunset going down, I knew a park near my house, and let's go. I went to a shoot with Damage, which is my boyfriend, and we shoot some picture there. But it was really on a whim. It was easy, it's a fast costume, I can do some movement. You have some character also, you have some limitation of movement. how you're gonna put it and everything. So you have to be kind of mindful also of the character you pick, where you're gonna wear it, fit a lot with the location, but don't go somewhere that has a lot of kids if you are half naked, which is pretty obvious, but just put it out there. So also you need to be comfortable in front of other people seeing some part of your body depending on the costume. So yeah, you have to pick your costume first. For Dadadadan, it was a character I wanted to do. It's a bot costume that I kind of upgraded a lot, but it was also to fit with some of my friends to do like kind of a group for Dadadadan. Next element is the photographer. Something that is really important for me, just to say it first. It's not because you have an expensive camera and you know how to push a button that you're a photographer. It's not the cost of the camera that make a gorgeous picture. It's the photographer behind that know how to use his camera. And I know fantastic photographers that can take picture with their phone, and know amazing cosplayer that just took picture with a setup and push a button, and they know how lights work and everything. So the photographer that you're gonna pick have a style, and it needs to fit with your costume. If you're doing a fae-like costume and you have a photographer you want to work with which is full of lights, cyberpunk, heavy VFX, that will probably not fit with the style of the costume you want to do. So you can look on social media, see the photographer near you, and you can also ask online, hey, I want to shoot this costume, do you have idea of photographer that can work with? So you have to pick a style, and when both fit together, you have another element really important to talk about, is the price. Because you have collab photo shoot and paid photo shoot. I will start with the paid first. You will know why. So each photographer, I have many friends that it's their job to do photography, and I pay them for the shoot, and they have some budget. If they told you it's $100 for 6 pictures, are you comfortable with it? Some person prefer more picture, less pricey, more price, less picture. It depends on what is your budget and what you're comfortable with. So you have the paid photo shoot, can lead to some collaborative shoot. I have some close friends that do collaboration, which, by example, it was exactly what happened for the Dadadadan shoot. With SP has Cosplay Photography, I will speak a lot of him and Shot by GL. It's the two main photographers I shoot with. They are my friend, but I pay them also. But we can also do collab shoot. So what happened is SPS wanted to try some indoor shoot with lights and some effect. So he proposed to me and Sneaky Mimi and Aska Cosplay to do a shoot with him. We only had to pay the location, but it was a collab shoot, which we all agree that it was experimental. We wanted to try some stuff. So that's why it was a collaboration. Sometimes you can also have photographers that are like, I love this costume, I want to shoot it, can we do a collab together? So you have the collab. By example, I also do a lot with Shot by GL. I told you it would not be the last time you hear about him, but he do some location collaboration. So he pick a place and he proposed to people that shoot there at a certain time. He select also the costume you want to shoot because it's free. So it's also experimental. He tries some stuff. It's the occasion for photographer and cosplayer to try stuff that is a little bit outside of the box or outside of their comfort zone. Another element which is not often talked, I'm one people that often forgot to speak with the photographer about it. It's the delivery time of the picture. Is it gonna take a day, a week, a month, a year? You need to know, because you have some set expectation. Also, how the payment gonna work. Is it a deposit? Is it full? Most photographers now are doing deposit because they have some cancellation and stuff like that. But you have to know how the full thing gonna work, how much time you're gonna receive your picture, because it's not that you put so much time in a photo shoot and at the end you never receive your picture. Happened to me in the past. I would tell you some red flag of if you see about photographer, and also maybe some cosplayer, try to stay far of that. By example, if a photographer decide to, oh yeah, it's a collab shoot, I really want to shoot this character, and at the end ask you to pay for it, it's a red flag. If you see a photographer that mainly do the same type of photography, it's a red flag. If you see, the photographer want to do some pose that you're not comfortable with, it's a red flag. Always have someone with you. Even when I shoot with my friends, I always have someone with me, because it's really useful to have someone just place your stuff, place your hair, place your costume, be sure that everything is fine, you stay hydrated, you have water, stuff like that. Always have someone with you. Other red flag is communication. If the communication is hard, if it's a red flag. Touch you without your consent. Even my friend asked me, hey, can I replace the hair? It's a green flag if the photographer asks you to touch you. If don't, it's a red flag. Don't book with that person anymore. If the person is always late, it's a red flag. They don't really value your time. You have major red flags, you can see them all online. So just be careful of the photographer you choose to not be sad at the end of your photo shoot. Location. So the location is really important. When you live in a huge country like Canada, you usually have to have a car to drive. The first one, you have to have usually a car to go, or can you go by subway, can you go by bus, but you need to bring your costume with you. If you have a huge costume, it would be easier if you have a way of driving, maybe Uber or stuff like that. And also, like, can your photographer go there too? If they don't have a car, it would be a little bit hard if you decide to go shoot in a forest really far that no subways go, no bus go. And the second thing for the location is when you live in a country like Canada, where it's snowing 6 months a year, some costume cannot be shoot in winter. By example, bikinis or really short costume, which I often have. Sometimes you want to have a summer location, stuff like that. So you have to plan accordingly. Usually I'm too old now to shoot in snow. I don't have a high resistance to cold. Before, I've done a lot of them. I also talk with the photographer. It's, by example, shot by GL or SBS Cosplay Photography. I told you you're gonna hear a lot about them. Both of them, I know I can shoot with them in snow because they are quick. They know my tolerance of cold. But I will not shoot in winter with a new photographer that I never work with. So yeah, you have to pick a location. How are you gonna go there? And is it a good season to shoot the costume you want? Montreal near Quebec, we have some indoor location, not compared to other countries that some have amazing indoor theme location. But you can also do a reservation. Do you have to reserve? Is it the photographer that's gonna reserve? It's all small questions that need to be answered first, because you cannot just arrive somewhere. Some place refuse cosplayer. By example, I know the botanical garden in Montreal refused some weapon because they had some problem in the past. So just be aware of the location, what is the regulation, do you have to have kind of reservation, let them know. Usually most photographers know those places, and it can happen that you have a character but not a place. Talk with your photographer, maybe they know some location that can be really nice and they have already shoot there. Talk, communication, I think, is really the key. And we are at the last element, which is the inspiration. It's probably the shortest. Go on social media, and by example, I have many Pinterest board where I look, figure out what I want to do for the shoot. I search for character pose of the character I'm doing, just character pose in general, vibe of the shoot you want to do. Like I said, is it a fae-like style or more of a light cyberpunk looking gore? What do you want to get at the end? And it's okay to also go on Instagram, on Google, and look at other cosplayers and what they have done with the costume, just to give you some inspiration. It's totally fine. Just don't copy one-to-one the pose, the decor and everything. It's copy, so it's not good. But you can get inspiration, being like, hey, I like this style. It can be also the first step that you do, like, hey, I like this style, I will make a costume for it, I will pick a photographer. So inspiration is also everywhere at the same time. One tips I can give you: practice in front of a mirror. Just take like 2 minutes in front of a mirror, try some pose, try some element. By example, I know that my profile is not the movement of my face the place of my face that I prefer, so I always try a bit 3/4. Like I said, I always shoot with someone that knows me, that is with me, so I know that I can be a little bit tense near the mouth because of medical condition that I have in the past. So often I have damage that just isn't my side of vision, and it just makes some mouth movement just to make a signal for me to need to relax my mouth. So if I would try to do it for you, but it's kind of hard, but you will see. Like, I have really like a tense mouth like this. Like, I see like I'm tense, so I relax. So I have a better looking for my picture, because sometimes the photographer gonna show you the picture, but it's so small that it's kind of hard to see those small details. But yeah, practice in front of the mirror, which pose is better for you. Usually front, it's not always the best looking, so try a bit side, depend, try movement. Try with your costume also, because if you have a fantastic pose in your PJs, but your costume you're not able to lift your arm, it will be a little bit hard. So yeah, practice. It's also part of the inspiration. So what pose you want to try and stuff like that. And the next part is the photo shoot. So it's the day of the photo shoot. You will probably have 5 major elements on this one, which is the preparation, going there, some test, the shoot, and it's a wrap. Quite simple, but I have some tips for you all the way around, and you will go and see some videos and clip of the preparation of the shoot of the Dadadadan shoot I did with SPS Cosplay Photography. So I simply put my makeup on, put my binders, and have really comfy pants, because for my shoot with Dadadadan, we have to drive to the location, and I would not be able to have my full costume on driving, even if damage was there, and he was driving. I couldn't have my wigs with the back of my seat just hitting on it. It would be way more like trigger order pants in end of winter. Not a good idea. So it was just have a hoodie, nothing that goes over your head. Try to have a vest, and like, for example, I have my binder or a really large shirt, so you're not destroying your makeup. So we went to the shoot. I pick up some friends, like the photographer and Sneaky Mimi, to go there. And you also have to look if you have some parking and stuff like that. It's also an important point that I didn't say in the first part, but when you do your research, you at least look if you have some parking to go. So in the photo shoot, I always bring with me some concealer, lipstick, eyeshadow, just to do some touch-up, because when I arrive, I change. I put my costume on, my wigs, do some touch-up. Usually during that time, the photographer he's gonna put his setup and do some test light. Sometimes he asks someone to go there and be just doing some poses, but setup. We also have Shot by GL in a corner like a ninja, preparing also some picture for us. For the shoot, if you are solo, you have the full time for yourself. So you take poses, try different things. But when you are in group or in duos, what I like to do is doing 4 to 5 poses, and after switch to other solos, so all of my friends can have some solos. After we do some duos, after we do some group, go back to solos. You try to be mindful to not take all the time for yourself when you're in group. You just try to everyone to be happy with different picture. What was nice during the collab shoot is we have Shot by GL. So when you are done shooting with SPS Cosplay Photography, you just go to Shot by GL in another corner, taking some poses. But you can also take some breaks. I know that I have some muscular issues, so for me it's quite hard to stay a long time in some position. So you can also take a break, take some water. Really important to bring water everywhere we go. I'm in fault. I often forgot to bring and drink water during photo shoot, especially if you are in summer outside. Bring water. Having your friends, having water can be really helpful. So usually the shoot goes as is. You do a lot of shenanigans, some are doing TikToks, it's varied, just have fun. It's the most important part, is having fun. With your friend, with the photographer, just vibing, because your picture will be better if you're not stressed. Yeah. And usually at the end, it's the wrap. Try to finish a bit earlier to just pack everything, remove some part of your makeup if you need. You can bring some clean tissue paper, I forgot the word, but just to clean your face. If you have to go somewhere after, sometimes we decide to go eat somewhere, just bring your stuff, go outside, and it's the wrap. So the photo shoot is a small section, because usually it's around an hour or two, depending on the deal you have with a photographer also. So it's not a huge section, but it's the major point. It's the shoot, it's the day, it's what you have all done the planning for that. Yes. The after, it's quite short and not short, depending on the waiting that you have decided with the photographer. But first thing, when the shoot is done, clean your costume, look if something has been damaged, if you have stuff that you want to improve. Usually I try to try my costume before the shoot. It's something really important that you don't want to be like, you have to test your costume before the photo shoot and continue to test it after, because it happened to us to like a day before the shoot. Just notice that the costume doesn't fit anymore, something is broken. You want to have some time to just do the repair. After a shoot, I understand I'm also in fault here. I'm not the one that's gonna necessarily repair it, but I put a piece of paper and write it, like what I want to repair, what I want to change on the costume. So next time that I do the shoot, I know I have a full Excel sheet with costume that I need to repair, some that are ready for photo shoot, some are already shooted. So you have to clean your costume, clean your brush, just be all fresh. And you have the hardest task of selecting your picture. How I do it is really simple. I look at all the pictures that the photographer sent me and just do a really quick pass on it. I don't look at the number. I just do another folder with all of the costume all of the picture that I like, put it in the folder. Don't look at the number. What is your favorite? After that, you have a smallest selection to look at, which is way easier. And I do another pass. Which one are my favorite? And you do that until you have your number. Usually I like to have a sweet number, which is 6. Just to have, I think 6 is the good amount for the price and for the quantity that I want to post online, since I do a lot of photo shoot. So you have the picture that you like and you send it to the photographer. And sometimes also you have some deal with photographer that you are doing the editing. By example, when I shoot with Damage, I'm the one doing the editing. So I can be a bit loose, I can decide to do 8 or 6 or 4. But yeah, depending, but the next step is the longest is the wait. One thing that I see most photographers do that I really like is sending you a preview of the editing they are doing so they know where to set. If by example, I know that I have a pimple there, and when they send me the preview, the pimple is still there, I can show and tell them, hey, can you just remove this? I'm not really comfortable with. Also, some accept that you do some editing by yourself. Depending on the deal you have with the photographer, can you do some modification if they are not comfortable doing it? So yeah, you have to wait. Some are sending previews, some are just sending the batch and it's done. And the last step is posting the picture. And it's a really important part. Tag the photographer. It's something that is now common, but in the past I saw a lot of cosplayer didn't tag the person that are involved. So try to tag everyone. It's more interaction, and photoshoot are fun. Photoshoot are something that you do with friends and enjoy, and you have a good memory at the end. You have a hard proof that you're having fun. But yeah, also you can print them, but yeah, you can post them on social media, you can print them. I have a friend that have done a poster that sent it to me that I really like. Let me get it for you. Okay, they are metal sheet printed. It's something I did with Gadget Gear. I love those. Like, so you can print them, hang them everywhere in your house. It's good memories. Each time I walk down my stair, I always saw those pictures, and I remember that yes, we were freezing in the snow, but it was so much fun. So yeah, this is how you do a photo shoot. This is how we do a photo shoot. And if you have tips, tricks, other stuff like that that you want to share with us, that what you do that we can improve, tell it in the comment. So see you next time.